Well said. I approve of this message. How we doing this evening, Granite? I'm gonna turn on this light. Easier to see me. I'm not too a little brighter. My room is a little darker, so. How we doing today? Hopefully you had a chance to rest and relax most of the day. Here for a couple more classes here today, Granite, and then the weekend, my man. The weekend. Good evening, Angie. How we doing? How's everybody doing today? Here for a rip-roaring day. I hope so. Got a lot to do this weekend, actually. Surprisingly enough. I'll actually be pretty busy. Good. Good. Get that stuff done. Anna, hello. How we doing today? How we doing this fine afternoon? Oh, my phone's not supposed to go up like that. I'm supposed to be on silent. Come here, phone. Now you're on silent. There you go. I'm doing very good, Anna. I'm doing very good. Today's a nice, relaxing day. Doing a little bit of review. As you guys have asked, that is what is on the docket here for today. So we're on a really good pace. I ain't gonna lie. We're on a really good pace. So we're just maxing and relaxing this class. That's what the nice part is that we could take our time. And hopefully we'll clear up a lot of things that you may have been confused about in this chapter. At least I hope so anyway. That's the goal. That's the goal. And we'll see how things go here. Just like a few hours ago, I'm still unsure with plans. Granted, at the end of the day, it's your decision about which way you want to go. At the end of the day, it's your decision. But whichever way you decide to go, as I said before, Granted, I'll support you each and every single one. Each and every scenario, I'll be more than happy to help you with, or at least support you. Pistache, hello! How we doing? Good evening, good afternoon / evening to you. I hope you're doing well. How are you today? All good. That's all you need to hear. Just like nice and super chill. There you go. I like that. All good. Ready to learn a little bit of statistics, I hope so. Or at least cover chapter 5 again. Doing some review problems here from section 5-6. So that's what's on the agenda. But first I gotta come up with a good date idea for Saturday. Issue is I'm poor. Take a nice stroll around the park. Have a little chat. I don't know. Don't always have to have money in order to have a nice time. Especially if you enjoy each other's company. Super excited for chapter 5, obviously. Oh my god, I'm super pumped about statistics and math class. Movie nights are a cute date idea. Yeah, they are. Absolutely true. Simple enough. It's a very simple idea, and it usually nets very nice results. And free. Yes, indeed, and free. The old Netflix and chill. Cooking together as well. Cooking together is a very good idea. You buy a few simple ingredients, put them together as a couple. Hey, that ain't so bad either. I like that idea too from Anna. Look at that. I love when the community comes together. Nap dates. Oh boy. Nap dates. I feel that nap dates, like the way you describe nap dates skinny, is like if we're like all in kindergarten and we take out our pillows and blankets and we take a nap on the floor. Or even a nature garden. Yeah, nature garden's a great idea. Yeah, like a botanical or nature garden. That sounds like a brilliant idea. I like that. It's pretty good. You could do a lot of things on a shoestring budget and still. Everybody, you take out your pillows and blankie. um, and if you need to, you got your juice box in the corner. Napped. Well, hey, hey, hey. Totally understand. I want a juice box right now. I had this weird thing in third grade. I remember when I was in third grade. I went through this weird phase where all I wanted to eat for lunch was mayonnaise sandwiches. That's all I wanted to eat. I don't know why to this day I wanted to go eat mayonnaise sandwiches, but that's it. No filling, just 2 pieces of bread and mayonnaise. Done. I let me tell you, I had really strange food habits back when I was a kid. Like really bizarre food habits. That's got to be one of them. So I could never. I barely even put mayo on my sandwiches. Good evening, Hisa. How we doing? Yeah, so that's all my mom would pack me in a paper bag is mayonnaise sandwiches. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with this, mom. Gotta like I tease my girlfriend that she's weird for eating PB and J, PB without jelly. Now I have to say, Godot, when you eat just PB sandwiches, yeah, you just have to have like a glass of water or at least some kind of thing to drink next to you. Your throat gets so dry just eating peanut butter. Oof. One of my kids likes to eat saltine crackers. Yeah, saltine crackers with mayo is okay. All right, yeah, I give that. I give that. Saltine crackers with mayo. That's like where I like to eat pizza with mayonnaise. Pizza with mayonnaise, okay. Or fries with mustard and mayonnaise, okay as well. No problem. No problem. I won't go into yeah, granted. I still won't forget the time. Questionable noise. You gotta tell me what a VC means. What does a VC exactly mean? Granted. VC like a car? Or like, if that's maybe I'm misunderstanding VC in my mind. We all know the road to hell is paved with pizza. mm. Does pineapple go on pizza? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Pineapple goes on pizza. Oh, voice chat. Okay, voice chat. Um, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Sorry. Don't know all my acronyms, but that's why I ask. um, yeah. So I remember when what was this? Back in like the mid '90s? Yeah, mid '90s. Like California Pizza Kitchen was like one of the biggest places around town, and it would have pineapples on pizza. Like that was pretty normal. And now people complain about pineapples on pizza. I'm like, bro, look, it's been nearly 30 years. It didn't change, okay? If you could put squid on pizza, if you could put mayonnaise on pizza, yeah, you could have pineapple on pizza and that'd be fine. Will it taste good? That's up to debate based on the person that's eating it. Okay, hold up, Angie. Hold up. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. How can you say heck not to that? Because if you go to like Panera and you like broccoli cheddar soup, hold up. Then you put broccoli on pizza. It's like broccoli and cheese, just with the broccoli just not chopped up into pieces. Like, time out. Broccoli cheddar soup Panera, broccoli on pizza. Okay, pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. You're telling me broccoli cheddar soup at Panera is like, if you tell me like, oh, broccoli cheddar soup at Panera is great, but then if you have broccoli on pizza, oh, it's total trash. I'm like, oh man. As crispy broccoli's great. Like, broccoli tempura. Oh, I'm telling you, broccoli tempura. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's some amazing stuff. That's some amazing stuff. Broccoli tempura. That's where it's at. I'll eat that all day. That stuff is great. Especially put that in a little bit of soy sauce or au jus. Oh, yeah. Heck yes. Aren't acronyms initialism words? We all know my food preferences are the best. My fruit solid. And the same thing with steak. Oh my goodness, steak. All right. What can you go wrong with steak? What? Steak is so good. And you need to go to like churrascaria. That's where you need to go. Like Brazilian steakhouse. All you can eat steak. That's what I'm talking about. Churrascaria. There you go. Like you get like the little steak pieces and then you can cut it up yourself. You know, they bring it to your table and everything. Like it's so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, if steak's no bueno, I'm in a few minutes away from eating chicken potatoes. See? Okay. What about mashed potatoes? Okay, so if you don't like the texture of steak, what about mashed potatoes? It's super, super smooth and everything, right? Your dad's a chef for Lettuce Entertainment, and you can't even make it eat. Oh, man. So it's the texture, right? It's gotta be the texture thing, right? The steak can be hard. It's not as smooth, right? I get it, right? But mashed potatoes like better, right down your throat. I've been at the Korean barbecue place where you can. Yes, Julian. Yes. Korean barbecue is amazing. 100% amazing. The same thing you do in Japan, where I would often eat lamb, and you can cook it on a grill yourself. Those things are so good. They give you like pieces of lamb. You cook the lamb yourself. You eat it with some soy sauce and a little bit of wasabi if you wanted to. There you go. My grandpa said I was wrong for liking ketchup and not tomatoes, and all I thought was then try proposing to a woman with coal rather than a diamond ring. You want to know something good though? I'm the same way here. Here's the weird part about me, right? I like ketchup. Ketchup is fine. I have no problem with ketchup at all. I don't like tomatoes. Like, I don't like American tomatoes. Okay? But I will eat, like, when I was in Japan, I would eat tomatoes all the time because the tomatoes there were better than the tomatoes here. So they actually had, like, a good taste to them. But I can't stand tomatoes here. If I get a Whopper, I get Whopper no tomatoes. I do not like tomatoes in my burgers. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Because we got them GMOs. Yeah, you know what? It is a big difference. It's a significant difference in quality of tomatoes, overseas, at least in Japan. And I can only speak for Japan because I don't know how it is in Europe. But here in the United States, I just don't like the quality of tomatoes. That's just me, though. The sum of the part. Yeah, that's true. This is very true. This is very true, Godot. It's very true. That's very true. What am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, right. Okay, okay. I'm running a little over time here. Right, I got to some introductions. Right, I forgot. Okay, all right, all right. I'm going to get to the learning part eventually. Okay. I remembered about 10 minutes later that I'm supposed to be a math professor or slash teacher or whatever the heck my title is supposed to be. I forgot my title doesn't mean much to me anymore. Anyway. Okay. Let's do some intros and let's get started here. Okay, let's get started today. Welcome back. Welcome back to Thursday. End of the week time today. Today, apparently, food happens to be the main topic on this channel. Food is incredibly educational. I will say this about food, ladies and gentlemen. Food brings like cultures together. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the best things ever in the entire world to bring cultures together is food. You ever start with understanding a culture, you start with their food and you work your way out. It's actually very, very informative at the end of the day. 100%. So it's one of those things I think a lot of people can agree on, and we get a lot of chances to try different things from different places. Being from the U.S. anyway, we have those opportunities if we live in like areas and stuff. Or again, if you're in Europe and you're in a populated city, yeah, it's just the same thing. I'm American, but sometimes I wonder. Chipotle, Taco Bell is not. All right, poll time, everybody. Godot has put out the word. All right, folks, here we go. Is Taco Bell Mexican or not Mexican? This is the real question. I have to ask. Chipotle, it's debatable. But Taco Bell is usually the most divisive thing amongst every food connoisseur in the United States. Let me be honest with you. If we're talking debating, Taco Bell Mexican food or not Mexican food? We're not gonna be... I'm just gonna poll. This is just like a small poll, I promise you. Well, I'm just gonna ask everybody, be like, alright, which one you think it is? Yeah, well, I'm just gonna go with, watch just people's opinions. I don't think Taco Bell was around when Socrates was alive. There's no philosophical debate to be had there. I wonder, here's a philosophical question. What would Socrates think of fast food? Or Taco Bell in particular? Maybe White Castle. Oh, man. Oh, goodness me. Let me make this half and half at least. Hey, please. Okay. Good job. Alright, Socrates come at what is fast? Yeah, it's true. It's true. Alright, so looks like we have an overwhelming response. Overwhelming winner here that 92% of people say Taco Bell is not Mexican, and I am inclined to absolutely agree. Taco Bell is not Mexican, not by a long shot. And that's because we're a little spoiled here. We're definitely spoiled. We're, Mexican food is its own unique. It's its own unique niche, Gado. You have to admit. Mexican restaurants are it's kind of its own unique niche, and you know the difference between a Mexican restaurant and a not Mexican restaurant. Taco Bell certainly does. I don't think is even remotely close. Majority doesn't prove truth. Now let me tell you, neither does a chalupa. Okay, so I'm sorry, bro. You go to a real Mexican restaurant. Look, here's one proof. Here's proof. All right. Does Taco Bell have lengua? That's the question. Does it have bistec con rajas? That's the question. All right. Doesn't have lengua. Don't have bistec con rajas, which is one of my favorite Mexican foods. Okay. All right. Its beans and rice can't be considered like actual Mexican beans and rice. All right. There's a distinct difference there. All right. So one thing I'm confident about. I know my rice. Carne asada. That's right. Carne asada is true. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. It just is not there. Mr. Chips, what's the best taco place around in your area? Well, we have a Taco Maya close to where I live. There's Los Tapatillos, which is like a couple miles away, which is like a local place. There's a Lalo's, and that's pretty good too. Lalo's is pretty good. They have a nice buffet, actually. So I will say that. What culture category does Taco Bell fall underneath? It falls underneath American fast food. American fast food. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta do some actual review here. I promise you. We gotta do some actual review here. Let's go to the big board, and we'll continue to talk about food. I promise. Alright. Yeah, Tapatillos. That's where it's at. That's where I get those bistec con rajas. That stuff is... They make it so good over there. Like, I'm willing to wait in line 20 minutes to go get their stuff. Like, legit. Legit. Alright, 100%. Alright. Perfect timing, guy. Weed. Have a good one. Good dough. Alright, guys. Today we're going to be doing some example problems here from section 5.6 to review for things that we learned in chapter 5. So, we're going to go down the rabbit hole here. We're going to talk about food. And we talked about food here. Now we're going to... This is the worst transition I've ever done as a teacher. We're going to talk about food, specifically Mexican food. In this case, and we're going to do number 21, which talks about probability and specifically Titanic survivors. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Figure out probabilities about who survived on the Titanic. Remember, somewhere in this survey, Leonardo DiCaprio has already drowned, guys. All right, his heart will go on. All right. Now that I've done my obligatory lame joke, we're going to move on. All right. It had to be said and had to be done. All right. All right, let's take a look here at number 21, Titanic survivors. The following data represents the survival data of the ill-fated Titanic voyage by gender. The males are adult and the females are adult females. Alright, so we have male, female, and child. Okay, see how many survived and how many died, the totals, and all that stuff. Alright. Let's answer some questions here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's answer some questions and see how it will go. Alright, so first of all, let's look at letter A. So let's look at letter A here. Letter A asks, what's the probability that a passenger survived? Probability that you survive. So something simple here. What's the probability that a randomly selected person survived according to this table that we have here off to the left? What do you guys think? So according to the table here, what's the probability that we've picked a surviving passenger? You guys tell me. I know it's... I hope this is okay, right? Okay. I'm not going bananas. Alright, good. I haven't gone bananas just yet. Anybody, take a guess. It's fine. Remember, just picking a surviving passenger. How many surviving passengers do we have, according to the table? Let's go, guys. How many surviving passengers do we got? 711. Alright, and we have a total of 2,224 people. Alright, so that's going to be our probability. 711 over 2224. Alright, sounds good. Anybody got an answer for me here? Who's got a decimal answer for me? Who could give me a decimal answer? 0.3197? Alright, 0.3197 it is then. I'll take your word for it. Sounds about right. Just make sure we round appropriately. Alright. Okay, so far so good. So that's just kind of a basic problem here. We just take a look at the table. We said, well, how many people lived? Hey, it was 711 people lived out of the 2,224 people that were on the ship, apparently. Alright. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to skip around a little bit with this question, but some of them have some very vital, important clues for what we have done previously in other parts of Chapter 5. So let's do letter C. Letter C is another question that we certainly hit upon, and that's what's the probability that the passenger we select here was a female or a child? So the probability that we have a female or a child. So what's the probability of a female or a child? What do you think we got here? The probability of a female or a child. Let's think about this here. How many females that we have, or how many children that we have, that we had aboard the ship? 534. So how did we get 534? So if I say I could agree with you there, Anna, but how did we get 534? .2398, okay. Add female and children together, okay? That's fine. No problem. So female and children, we have 425 females plus 109 kids. All right, over 2,224. So indeed we get 534 over 2224. And so that's equal to 0.2398. Alright, sounds good. Let me ask a spin-off question from this. Let's see if you guys can pick this one up. A slight spin-off. What's the probability that we had a male or survived? What's the probability that we randomly select somebody who has happened to be a male or survived? What would that be in this case? Male or survived? Think about what the question's asking you here. Again, got to be careful about the wording here. We had female or child in this last one. We have or once again in this particular problem. So we have female or child or male or survived. So can anybody tell me what we should do here? Well, let's answer this question here. How many men do we have? How many men were aboard the ship? How many men were aboard the ship? 1,690. All right, fair. So we have 1,690 men aboard the ship. How many people survived? 534 over 2224? Oh, you're doing the 711. Hang on a second, Shioma. I think you're a little behind on the stream here. I'll check that. Oh, that should be 2401? Oh, yeah. Alright, I see. Sorry, Shioma's right. Guys, gotta be careful about your work here. We're doing 534. I had to check that myself. If I get conflicting answers, I just check myself. Conflicting answers. Alright. So we have a 711 here. Alright. Alright, now what? Thank you, Chioma. So we have male or survived. Now, what else do we have to do here? We have the number of men, which was 1690. True. Minus 338. That's correct. Good. That's right. Very nice, Clay. Absolutely true. Remember, because 338 comes from the fact of bit being both male and survived. So that's what 338 represents here, is male and survived. And we double counted the 338 two times, so we need to remove one of those countings. And we're going to put that all over the 2224. Okay? No, that's fine, Shioma. Thank you. Nothing wrong. If you need to correct me, then please do. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Let's go ahead and put that in our calculators here. 1690 plus 711 minus 338. And then we'll divide that all by 2224. What do we get here? What do we get? Give me 4 decimal places, Anna. 4 decimal places, Anna. Remember, that's how we're always going to do these things. 4 decimal places. So, you're correct. It's just rounded to the wrong spot. There you go. Good. 9276 is correct. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Good stuff. All right. Let's look at the next one here. By the way, actually, before I move on, any questions? Any questions so far? Hopefully that's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Yeah? Alrighty. Let's do this next one here. No questions? Okay. What is the probability that a passenger was female and survived? Alright. So female and survived. So the probability of female and survive. So again, the key word here being and in this case, not or. Okay, so be a little bit careful about that. Female and survived. What do we get here? Probability of female and survived. How many people are female and survived here? Anybody got an answer for me here? 316. There you go. 316 over 2224. All right. Okay. And what do we get here if we divide? What's our decimal equivalent here? 316.1421. Excelente. All right, good. Alrighty. So that's letter D. That's not too hard. I think everybody gets that there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Good stuff there. Nice. Alright. Let us pick letter G. Alright, everybody. I'm going to read this carefully. And you'll see exactly how we're going to tackle this problem and why this one here is actually pretty important. Letter G says, if a child passenger is selected at random, what is the probability that the child survived? All right, so if the child passenger was selected at random, what is the probability that that child survived? Now, in this particular case, if you see it written this way, like it is in this particular problem, this is an example of a conditional probability. So in reality, what is this asking you here? I'll guide you through this problem here. So this basically says is that what's the probability that this person survived given that the person you selected was a child. Okay. So that was that's the question that's asking here. So you're given the premise here is that if the child was selected at random, what's the probability that it survived, that the child survived? So that's how we were going to write it out like this. The probability that they survived given the condition that the person that we selected was a child. Okay, now let's go through this carefully here, talking about given probabilities. The first thing that we're going to do here in a problem like this is to say, okay, let's look at our given condition, which was children. Well, according to our chart here, how many children do we have? How many children did we have there on the Titanic? We have 57 children on the Titanic. Total, Angie. Yeah, if we were to look at the total number of children first and foremost, because that's our given condition. We picked a child. Well, there's 109. It's okay. Don't worry about that. No, that's fine. That's why we're just making sure we get things cleared up. Nothing wrong with giving me a wrong answer. Trust me. I made many more mistakes than that. That's the least problems. But out of those 109 children, how many of them survived? So let's answer that. Now we got the bottom part here says, okay, well, how many kids we got? Well, let's look at the top part here. How many of those 109 kids, out of those 109 kids, how many of them survived? So then that's correct. That's where we're going to incorporate the 57. All right. So let's take a good look here. Let's look at the decimal equivalent here. 57 divided by 109. What do we get here? 0.5230. Okay. $5,229. Okay, so one of these is correct. All right, now I gotta check them. So correct, it'd be 5,229. So, Jake, remember 4 decimal places, not 3. So just be a little careful about that. All right, good. Now, working off of that example here, let's pick an offshoot example here. Let's say what's the probability? Let's say we have a female. What's the probability of female given that they survived? So we'll just do a little offshoot of that. So can anybody tell me here, what's this probability? The probability of selecting a female given that they survived. 316 out of 425. That's pretty close, Angie. Not quite. Not quite 316 over 425. So close. I think you meant 316 there, David. But 316 over 711. 425 over 711. 316 over 711. All right. Okay, so looking at this chart here, again, look at your condition first. So the first thing you need to look at here, guys, is if you're doing this problem, is you need to look at the condition first. Because this is the pool of people that you need to select from. So we're given the condition here that they survived. Well, how many people survived? Well, 711 people survived. Out of those 711 people that survived on the Titanic, how many of them were female? Well, that was 316 of them. Okay, so the answer is indeed 316 over 711. Okay, so start with the big pool of people, and then from those pool of people, how many of them satisfy the condition we're trying to find, the probability we're trying to find from those pool of people, I should say. All right. And what do we get here as a decimal? 316 over 711. 0.44514? Like I'm getting conflicting answers today. All right. Guess we'll have to do it the tough way. All right. 316 over 711 should be 0.4 repeating. So 4444 is what I get here. Make sure you're entering that in correctly. All right, good. Okay, any questions about those couple of examples there? Any questions? Hopefully that's not too bad. Knee. We are the knights that say knee. All right. All right, let's take a look here at another one. All right, let's look at that last one there. Let's look at J. Let's look at J. Suppose two females are randomly selected. What is the probability both survived? Okay. So we picked two females and that they're both randomly surviving. Again, we surviving females here. So again, they're both survivors. So we have the first person we pick is a serve female. And the second one is also a serve female. Okay. So The first thing that we have to do, if we see a problem like this is going to be a little bit more complicated, but we're still going to be doing a conditional probability. And that's what we need at least here to start. What it's understood is that we're going to pick 2 females at random. So that's going to be our given condition. What's the probability that they survive? So it's going to be flipped around from this last example here. This time, we're going to find the probability of survivors, so survived, given that they're female. So what's the probability that that happens here? The probability that they survived given that they're female. What's that fraction here in this case to reflect the probability? We'll get to the decimal here afterwards, but... probability that we survived given that the person was a female. Can anyone tell me? Let's start off with our condition here. How many females we got? 425, good. And 316. Alright, so we have 425 females that were on board the ship. And out of those 425, how many survived? That is correct, 316. So 316 out of 425 were survived here for this for the Titanic's disaster. All right. So let's follow the logic here. If it's true that 316 out of 425 ladies survived the Titanic disaster, that's going to be what the odds of picking the first person is going to be. The first surviving female has to be 316 out of 425, since we're looking in just the context of the ladies itself. How about picking the second person being also a surviving female? What are the odds of that happening? So the first person we chose had a 316 out of 425 chance of being selected as a surviving female. What about the second person there? Okay, very good. And that's right. So we're going to combine our 2 concepts here in this case. We have 315 over 424. So again, why do we get this? Well, the first person was a surviving female. So there's 316 surviving females out of the 425 on board. Now we've taken away 1 person out of the pool, because we're not putting that female back in the pool. That's the first person we selected. So that person no longer can be selected again. So we take 1 person out of the possible pool of females, which goes from 425 down to 424. And of course, since we already picked a surviving female in the first spot, well, that also lowers that pool down by 1 as well, so from 316 down to 315. All right, so that's, and so what we're going to do here, of course, is go ahead and multiply these 2 together. Let's do that. And does anybody have a decimal for me here? We multiply these together on the La Calculadora. Five, 5, 2, 4. All right, good. Nice. Okay, great. I like question I. Question I is actually kind of nice. Do you think that the adage women and children first was adhered to on the Titanic? The answer would be yes. Women and children definitely were first on, definitely true. Based on the proportion of people who were saved, majority of them were women and children. So the answer would be yes. Questions, questions, questions. Any questions? before I move forward. Alrighty. Let's do the next question then. Alright, next question. Alright, next question is number 26. So, hopefully this will help with other problems here. 26. In the game Text Twist, 6 letters are given and the player must form words of varying lengths using the letters provided. Alright? Suppose that the letters in a particular game are this. Okay, so they're all unique letters. How many different arrangements are possible using all 6 letters? All right. So we're given 6 letters here, and we're asking how many different arrangements. Again, an arrangement here does not necessarily have to make any sense. It may not make any word. It's just an arrangement, okay? So we're not talking about actual words here. We're just talking about arrangement of the letters. Okay, let's go down the line. If we're making 6-letter nonsensical words or sensical words, how many letters can go in the first spot of the word? So the first letter of the word, how many letters can go in the first spot? Let's at least answer that. How many possibilities can we have for our first letter here according to number 26? Six. Okay, very good. 2. Well, remember, we have 6 possible unique letters there, David. So we could put any one of the 6 letters in that first spot. If in a 6-letter word. Again, each letter has to be used. Each letter is unique. Again, once it's used, we know that the letter is automatically done. We can't go back and use that letter again. All right. How about the second letter? How about the second letter here? All right, 5. We have 5 things that we can, 5 possible letters we can put underneath. That's perfectly fine. How about the third letter? How about the third letter there? 4. Now, I'm pretty sure you can probably guess what's going to happen here. Well, we have 6 letters for the first choice, 5 letters for the second choice, 4 letters for the third choice. Pretty sure you can guess here. Third letter, 3 letters for the fourth choice, 2 and 1. So in effect, we get 6 factorial here. And can anybody tell me what is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1? 720. All right. So there's 720 arrangements of these 6 letters of some variety. That seems fair. Will it make a word? It doesn't really matter. We don't care. All right. Let's look at letter B. How many different arrangements are possible using only 4 letters? All right. So we have to make 4-letter words. So how many choices do we have for the first letter here in a 4-letter word? So we only can make 4-letter words. How many choices do we have for the first letter? 4. We have 4 choices for the first letter. Oh, be careful. Don't fall for that trap, David. Careful. You still have the same 6 letters that you can select from and put into that first spot. So You fall for the trap, you're like, oh, it's 6 factorial, so b has to be 4 factorial. But that's not true, because we're given a different, maybe, again, we're given 6 letters here, and that's what matters the most. Okay, so you have 6 letters for the first choice, and I think you can guess what'll happen here. 5 letters for the next, 4 and 3. Okay, so how many, what's our answer here going to be in this case? 6 times 5 times 4 times 3? 360, all right. So shorter word, fewer choices. All right. I have no idea what that spells. Anyway. All right, any questions about that? Any questions about that problem? Hopefully that isn't too bad. Any questions? Hopefully that is not hard. I hope it is not hard. All right, let's do one more here. All right, let's do one more. All right, let's do I don't know which one I want to do. Number 31. That sounds okay. Let's do 31. We'll make this the last example. Okay, guys? All right, 31, new cars. If the 2015 Hyundai Genesis has 2 engine types, 2 vehicle styles, 3 options packages, 8 exterior color choices, and 2 interior color choices, how many different Genesises are possible? Okay. So what should we do here for this particular problem? What could we find out here? How many different types of this car can we have according to this problem? What should we do? Multiply, okay? Tell me what to multiply, David. All of them, okay? I agree. Let's just multiply all of them. That sounds correct. Okay, so we have two engine types. So again, if we have engine types, we have 2 engine types. We have 2 vehicle styles. All right, we have 3 options packages. We have 8 exterior color choices. And we have 2 interior color choices. Okay, and so if we multiply all these together, what do we get? $192. Okay. So there's 192 configurations for the Hyundai Genesis. All right. So yes, a lot of different types, I'm sure. to make? Yes. Okay, good. All right. All right. So, are there any questions about Chapter 5? Any other problems you'd like me to cover or anything like that? Or hopefully I covered everything that you may have had questions about. Any questions, guys? No? Okay. That's fine. That's not a problem. Alrighty. Okay. Great job today, everybody. Okay. If there are no more questions, we can leave it off here for today. And we will then move on to Chapter 6 for next time. Just to let you know, by the way, I will be updating your grades this weekend. I haven't really got a chance to look at them yet, but I will look at them, and I will then update your grades appropriately. So that'll be reflected on your grade book. So please check sometime closer to the end of the weekend, and I'll make sure I have that uploaded and ready to go. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely wonderful. I hope everybody will enjoy their weekend. Everybody enjoy your weekend. I love you all. Y'all are absolutely fantastic. All right, let's go to the big face screen thingy. All right, remember to enjoy your broccoli cheddar soup, broccoli on pizza, or tempura broccoli, or pineapple on pizza, whichever you prefer. Regardless, roll with it. Just absolutely roll with it. When is the Chapter 5 test? We won't have it's not for a while yet, because we need to do a few more chapters before we get to the next test there, Hisa. So, as always, I will certainly let you know well in advance before it's due, just like the last test. So, we haven't, we're not even close to that point yet, Hisa, I promise you. So, once we reach that point, I will certainly let you know ASAP. Alright? Hello, Senpai. How we doing? Are you here to tell me to open up the door? Of course. Yes. What a lad. What a lad. FBI, open up. Oh, man. That's hilarious. Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. We will come back here same time, same place on Tuesday, and we'll move forward, all right? Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Take care of yourselves. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for the follow, Senpai. I appreciate you. And as always, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, everybody, stay sane. All right? Have yourself an absolutely wonderful weekend. All right? Senpai, I hope you have a good weekend, too. All right? Chris, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right? Take care. That follow is compensation for not... Yeah, dude, I appreciate that. I need a new door anyway. So you've done me a service. I ain't gonna complain. Rampant wanton destruction for my place to be repaired for free? Yes, please. I have no issues with this. Thank you, insurance. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have yourselves a great weekend. And we will see you all later. Take care, everyone. And have a wonderful dinner and have a wonderful night. All right. See you later, everybody. Take care. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.